Way back in the early days of playing Shenmue, when I found out that the game was based on real-life locations found in Japan, it really struck an interesting part of my mind to know that what I'm seeing in this game is fairly decent representation of an actual area in Japan. And cut to years later, I actually went there and got to see these areas, which was so cool and gave me an awesome perspective on the series that I'd never had before. So when I arrived in Japan, I really made it like one of my goals to see both Dobuita and another place in the game that I really have grown to enjoy and I could say is one of my favorite areas of the entire series. Now, those who have played Shenmue 1 probably already know what I'm talking about, but man, I cannot express enough how awesome it was to see this in person. So when I arrived and on my way to Yokosuka, I met up with my friend Switch, and from Tokyo we made the trip to Yokosuka. And after traveling for, I think maybe like 40 minutes or something like that, we were on our way to see what I consider one of my favorite areas in Shenmue, the harbor. I think the harbor in Shenmue is one of the most recognizable places in the game. Now, the area that I got to check out wasn't necessarily the exact area that the harbor was based on. However, you can kind of see a lot of the inspiration for the area design of the harbor, which was really cool. So if you're actually going to the harbor from Dobuita, I cannot stress enough to go over the overpass that brings you to a place called Verney Park. If you're standing on the overpass, just take a quick look over the road that you are standing over. When I saw it, I was blown away because it reminded me so much of the Wish Road. And for those wondering what Wish Road actually is, I'm referring to the road that you drive down to the harbor and the part of Shenmue where you have to rescue Nozomi. The road that connects Dobuita Street to the harbor in the game. And I didn't even know. I just looked out there and it hit me, and it was such an amazing experience to just find something so random and to be like, wow, was Yu Suzuki standing right here, looked off this road and thought in his mind, this is the road I want to connect these two areas. It's so mind-blowing. I absolutely love it. Verney Park is actually kind of like Memorial Park from what I could gather. You'll see a lot of monuments there. And what's really cool is that Verney Park has a really awesome area where you can kind of just look over the harbor and just see like the mountains in the background and things like that. Switch and I managed to come to Yokosuka on a day that had like super fantastic weather. It was really nice out. So I just stood there and spent some time just looking out to the harbor and just enjoying the sights. Enjoying the fact that the water was a beautiful blue color. You can see the mountains in the background just like the game. You can see the warehouses in the distance, which I'm assuming probably looks more like the harbor in the game than the area that we were standing at. And seeing the Navy base in the background, you can even see a warship, which just will remind you of the warship that's actually in the game. If you look far enough into the background areas of the harbor, you can see it. And it's just an amazing sight, and I cannot stress enough to anybody who is going to Dobuita Street, look for the park, Verney Park. Now, I don't want to spoil the harbor too much, as I feel that it is really something any Shenmue fan who is visiting Dobuita Street should really go and check out.
Y'all! Let me take a picture of you two.
No, that's okay.
Don't be shy. Stand there. Here we go. Both of you get in closer. Smile. That's it. Here goes. Which do you want? Yo?
You know, when I was really young, Shenmue really made a mark on me. And I know I talk about this a lot on my channel, but it's one of those things that even when like life may be really boring or really stressful, it's this one figure that I always find so much mysticism in. It's like that never-ending thought in your mind that, like, you know, there's more to this world that really meets the eye. The fact that Shenmue is still something that I return to so much in my life, whether that's for, you know, managing the community with my fellow co-admins, or researching the game to find out even more, learning about the history of the game, meeting people that worked on the game, it's become such a part of my life that upon seeing the harbor, I just, man, it's just such a beautiful memory that I will never forget. And I cannot stress enough that any Shenmue fan, if you're coming to Japan, you really, really need to go visit Verney Park and just stand at the fence and just stare over that beautiful harbor, just to get a sense of the series and of Yu Suzuki's vision for what he wanted.
じゃなくて違うジャンル名のちょっと考えました。これがフリー。
And just stare over the harbor and just remember that this game has touched so many people, and after so long, we still come back to it. And to me, that is something that is truly remarkable, and something I will cherish forever. And as always, thanks for watching.
This is gonna be unsafe.